Hello guys, Igor here, and in that video I wanna explain how you can generate content with WriterZen. I did a WriterZen review and it was kinda hard to show up all the features they have because it's a lot. It's a topic discovery, keyword explorer, plagiarism checker, and the content creator. And all those tools have many small features that you need to take a look to understand. This tool, I think it's already a winner. Everybody loves it. And they are back on AppSumo for a lifetime deal. And I'm here to explain to you how you can use WriterZen to generate content, because now it's one of their tools. You can create briefs with WriterZen and use their AI assistant to generate outputs. So do you have a Jasper-like tool inside WriterZen? Yes, you do have. So the first thing you need to do is go to the content creator and create new project. And then your project name will be your article name and copyright hook to get attention. Here you need to select the location. It would be global and the language English. Remember, WriterZen does not have by now a multi-language AI copywriting assistant. So you need to write in English to get the outputs. And about the Google NLP analysis that you need to buy anyway, those credits, it's available only in English, Japanese, and Spanish. So remember that if you usually write global and in English, you can save the language and location as default. And then you click here to add. And then you go to the beginning of the editor and they will ask you to add the seed keyword. That would be copywriting hooks. Would add copywriting hooks to get attention, but I'm gonna go using copywriting hooks. You can use NLP, that it's a smart way of Google to understand your language, but you need to buy credit for that. So you can, as on Surfer SEO, just turn on the NLP. The writer name is your name, and here is for your own control. You're gonna add the priority and also your deadline. Let's say I want to finish this until Friday. If you want to add any notes, if not, just click on add, and then you're gonna receive the first data that the tool gets. I will recommend you to always let it on the textbook mode until you know a lot the tool, since they have many features, small features and concepts. The textbook mode will help you to understand what each concept here means. So everything will be explained by the tool. So as you can see here, 50% of content of the first page of Google are articles. The higher the percentage, the better an article will do for these keywords. So it's a good keyword for articles. I am in a good path, so I can keep going. And we can see here the word count. So you need to do better than those guys here. You can see that we have here already 10 effective hooks examples for compiling copy. So if I'm gonna write an article about that, maybe I can write 15 and deliver more content. But we can start with 10 copywriting hooks to get attention. So here, and clicking here, you go to the website of each one of the SERP content where you can see the content. If you click here, you're gonna get more competitors. Okay, we can see here that we have one top people discussing here on Google, and on Reddit we have 7 topics. So here the relevance, it's really relevant content. Okay, here you can open the AI assistant for the playground, and also you can see the SERP. You can see here the first one, the SERP view, their word count, their headings. You can see their headings and even use it for our outline and rewrite using the AI. Okay, so that's a thing that we're gonna do it as well. So we can see that the H1, then they go to H3, H2. We can understand the blog structure that he created. Remember, turn on, turn off, SERP field and AI assistant as well to help you. I already have a description here. I'm gonna copy and paste here. It's not a bit big. Let's make it better. Copywriting hooks are essential for getting people to read your content, and if you're looking to increase leads and sale, it's important to know how to write attention-grabbing headlines. Delete that and go like this. Copywriting hooks are essential for getting people to read your content. It's especially important to know how to write attention-grabbing headlines. It could be my meta SEO description, and you can use the AI assistant to help you. Let's click here. So blog description, and here's the level of creativity. You can control the level. Control how creative your output will be. Higher level produce more diverse results. Okay? So more creative, more they will be really different from what you wrote. So, and you can receive something that has no meaning. So we can start trying the number 3. So we get 3 copywriting description from the AI. Copywriting is a tough job. You have to grab the reader's attention, keep it, and then make them want to read more. A successful marketing campaign starts with a great headline. Learn 10 copywriting hooks to get attention and increase your chance of getting clicked on. That's the best one. Clicking here, use the text as a description, so the AI helped me to add the description. You need to select your word count. So you need to have at least almost 2,000 words, because we have the SERP there with 2,000. We have the SERP there with almost 2,000, and then they will suggest you the site structure: 8 headings, 8 paragraphs, at least 8 images on your blog posts. Okay, so that is our challenge, to write the 10 copywriting hooks to get attention. Set up and start building online. So now we are going to our outline. Okay, I have the 10 copywriting hooks to get attention. Here's my general information. Remember, since I have the textbook turned on, that I said to you do that, when I go to a topic that's important to have an explanation, the WriterZen will explain to me title, description, and content structure, enable the reader to clearly understand your content setup. You can see that they are teaching you copywriting and also SEO. And here is where we are gonna create the headline. Remember, we need at least 8. I am with the still here with the blog description, the input. Okay, the AI assistant is working. So we are gonna add the lines. We can do that with the AI, starting with A2. And then we can select here. You have 2 options. You can rewrite the SERP. Okay, you can use some of the headings that they have to rewrite. Just click here and let the AI rewrite it to you. For instance, explaining it to a child or text rewriting. Or you can just use their outline, oriented by, and then you can select feature and benefits, how to, pros and cons, unique value propositions, paragraph to question, paragraph to topic, paragraph to outline. So there's different structures that you can use to create your outline. We can try to go to problem agitation solution, the PASS technique, because we have a problem here that creating articles with the copywriting hooks, and we need some idea here to get to a solution. It could be a good idea. Let's orient it by that. Problem agitated solution. We are here. Level of creativity 3. Go to introduction, the 10 best copywriting hooks. This didn't work really well for us, so I'm going back. I'm gonna delete the outlines. I'm gonna add a new one. I'm gonna go to SERP and I'm gonna rewrite that one. Explain it to a child. You're not what I need, so let's try the text rewriter. Let's try now a paragraph to an outline. So now I have one that I like it. How to write hooks that grab the attention of your audience and keep them reading. That could be how to write amazing that grab people's attention. Copywriting hooks to get attention. It'll be like that my introduction. We can use WordTune later to make it better. Okay, and then now the 10 best copywriting hooks. As you can see here, I finished the headings by myself because it's a process that takes more time. And I have more than 8 headings. I have all the structure, my outline here. Always try to finish your outline first and then you start to write. Otherwise, you will lose structure to write on the internet. And structure on the internet is really important for SEO. Okay? And then when you finish the outlines, you just click here and save and set up keywords. Here you can see that the tool already took many relevant keywords for us. We can see the keywords and set up them by relevance. When you click here, you can understand, change the order of volume and also by relevance usage. So we can get hook sentence, copywriting formulas. Let me select relevance here. Great hooks, powerful hook. As you can see here, we are selecting keywords to write around a topic and not only around a specific keyword. That is now the semantic is the new SEO trending. Average attention span is here already. Okay, I'm gonna save it and begin writing. Now you can see here that I have the blank page with the main features of any blank page, the possibility to import content, export content that can be a doc or HTML, to add notes, okay, to share with our team members, and also to change your deadline here on the left. Here you can turn on your AI assistant to go to the playground where you can write with it. And when you turn off, you can see again your outline, the number of words that you need to achieve, the keywords that you need to get on your blog post. You can also turn on or turn off the highlight keywords because then you can see on the blank page what the keywords that you are addressing. And here you can see your competitors, what's pretty cool because you can use the AI to help you rewrite your competitors' piece of writings. And also you can consult Reddit here, people also asking, okay, you can see a lot of Reddit threads that can help you write that topic. It's one of the most complete tools. And as you can see here, the Qbot is working with it. And also, I think Grammarly can work inside WriterZen content creator. And here you can see the plagiarism check. Okay, you can run clicking on it. So let's start with the first outline. I'm gonna copy to editor my outlines, just click here and everything will be copied to the editor. I'm gonna start writing piece of content and then I'm gonna use the AI writing assistant to help me. As I can see here, I don't see Grammarly working, but Qbot is doing their job correcting my texts. I just added more content and saved. As you can see here, is Qbot working inside WriterZen. I'm gonna try to create a paragraph introduction with the AI here after that heading. Entered my heading here, and you can also change the temperature, the degree of creativity. Always that you try to ask the tool to be more creative, you can get a result that could be a nonsense. And if you get them to be less creative, you can get a result that's more like you are thinking, like your input, but at the same time, they could not send to you relevant output to, change the substantially your paper, giving relevant content. So it's like try to measure it, that try to use 5, sometimes 3, sometimes 2, to see which kind of temperature is better for the kind of article, the kind of part, the part of the article that you are trying to address. They gave me 2 paragraph introduction of that heading here, how to write amazing hooks to get attention. They gave me, you and your company will benefit greatly if you can start with an attention-grabbing headline. This is even more important than the introduction of your article, as it will encourage readers to click on the link and read the article to find out what they need to know. Let's see other ones. A great hook is a catchphrase. So that one, even I can use here. What's a copywriting hook? And then I can, rewrite it and work it a little bit more. But for that one, let's check out the second. Good headlines grab the attention of readers and help them understand the point you want to make. If your headline is boring, it will fail to do this. To create a headline that grabs attention and encourages people to read on, we need to use a hook. That one is perfect. You can see that the way that they trained the AI, it was well done. They are not giving us, generic stuff. I feel I'm writing on Jasper. The quality of the outcome is really good. Okay. So now I want a next paragraph. Okay, I'm gonna enter that initial paragraph here. And now for us to text, I'm gonna take less creativity because I want them just to follow the idea of the first paragraph. And let's see which kind of output the AI gives to me. What I tried to explain about the temperature is that if you get less creative, the output is likely to be high level. If you be more creative, it's more risky. So you can get something that's no sense, but at the same time, depending on the input, you can get relevant topics that you didn't think at the first glance, and now the AI is giving to you. So it's something that you need to test sometimes, but the AI less creative and then more creative. Okay, so for introductions, initial paragraph, it's good to try to get a more creative output, but when you are doing a next paragraph, less creative, to try to make the AI follow the idea of your writing. So let's generate. In order to hook your audience and make them want to read on, you need to use a hook. A hook is an attention-grabbing phrase or sentence that will cause people to read on. So they just repeated the paragraph. A good example of hook would be the best way for students at the University of Minnesota to get around campus is with this new pass. By using the word pass, we are effectively attracting the attention because it's something they want or need. This example is good, so we can use that, but not the first one, okay? And then let's see what we got. The hook is the first part of the headline. It's a phrase or word that grabs your reader's attention and makes them want to read further. We already have that. The headline for this article could be something like 7 tips to help you sell your home instead of No, we don't need that. So let's go back and now we can try definition, okay? So let's try a definition novelty. I already have here a novelty definition. So let's try to get a story and mystery hook definition. Okay, so story and mystery hook. A great story is essential for winning readers' attention. Stories can be a personal experience, testimonials, etc. So I got that input and I will make the AI be more creative. Okay, and let's generate, Grammarly is working as well. Look, it's working here. Okay, so let's try again on number 4. I'm gonna copy and paste and let's get a definition for story and mystery because I don't have it. So with the kind of output that I've added, I got a more definition for story than for a story hook. It's maybe it's too specific for that. But that second one I can use if I change anything, because they are defining a story for me. Story or tale is the sequence of events that forms a narrative story, etc. So even I don't have a story and mystery hook definition by now, but I have a complement for that. So I can add here. And I'm going to show you another way to use the AI. You can just do that, and then the AI shortcut will appear here, and you can add the command. So write from me, auto write template will analyze your input and write content automatically for you. The transitions, you can add a contrast in addition, plus, furthermore. So contrast sequence using start a transition using the part of the text that you highlighted. For instance, let's highlight that, and I am going to use a transition plus with that temperature. The tool wrote a lot. Let's see if it makes sense. Plus, stories are a great way to get students interested in reading. They can be used in so many ways, for writing themselves to editing them to others. Another benefit of using stories is that they engage the students' attention and imagination, both essential skills for learning. I'm not writing about studying, so I don't think we need that. We can delete it. Is that the way that you need to do? You need to understand if the AI is giving a good content for you or not. You're not going to write the text with the AI. The AI is helping you. So you already need to be a good writer to understand what piece of content you need here or not. Remember what Stephen King said one time: writing is the process of cutting things, making only the relevant parts of the text be in the final draft. So you don't, start to write anything and publish anything. You publish what's relevant. You publish what's essential to achieve your main goal. Let's see, I have found that when I share my own personal experience with children, it helps them understand what other people go through on a daily basis. Changing this, I can change a little bit about the text, and changing it will be awesome. When I change that, it will be awesome to explain why the personal experience in story and mystery hooks works in marketing. So when I share my own experience with people, it helps them understand what other people go through on a daily basis. So it grabs their attention, and then we can start to explain that relating to the article, so we can just keep that piece of content to edit later. I'm gonna show you now. See, we have almost 1,000 words. So look how it fasts, how we can work fast. Want to try an introductory paragraph from here. So paragraph introduction, I highlighted, and now paragraph introduction. Let's try it on 3. Yeah, I didn't put many inputs, so it didn't make sense. So let's try write for me. Let's say if I added that and then add write for me, more creative. Let's see what I get. No. So I think that the definition of hook, I need to write it manually. The definition of story and mystery hook, I need to take one and then rewrite it. I found that piece of content, and let's see if you can rewrite that. Now I get it. I got it. We can start like that. A strong and mystery hook should leave the reader curious about your article or your blog post. The first line of the introduction is critical to this and should pique their interest. So perfect introduction for that hook number 2. So as you can see, you need to at the same time use many techniques: rewrite, introduction paragraph, trying to find something on SERP and then rewrite, and then you can create a nice piece of content that can rank on Google. We wrote almost 1,000 of words today, 800 words today, and we are getting to the point. I think you can start to understand how the WriterZen works. Let's, in the end, use the plagiarism check so we can see if that content is safe. So just click on the button and use plagiarism checker function to this content. You write, type confirm. You can see here that the plagiarism check is in progress. And here I got the result. I have only one sentence plagiarized. I can save here. Click here on quick view reports. The best way to write an amazing hook for a blog is to use a question to start, just found it here. So I just go to that paragraph. The best way for students that knows not here to write an amazing hook for a blog is to use a question or a statement that can be answered with yes or no. That we don't need to change that. It's not actually a plagiarism. Be answered with yes or no. It's a common topic. You can see that this is not plagiarism. So we are good to go. We don't need to change anything here. So that is the writing process on WriterZen. I'm gonna create more reviews teaching you how to use WriterZen, but I think we did well. Remember that you need to try to get a better score here. You can show analysis and then go fixing the problems. The tool is complex, has a lot of things to see and to learn. So we need to create many reviews and many classes and lessons to make you understand it better. I hope you like that review. Remember that WriterZen is on AppSumo as a lifetime deal. I just added the link in the description. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.